Hi, welcome to Paranormal Captivity. Tonight we're going to talk about Slender Man. Slender Man has a lot of different origin stories out there online that people think maybe were the beginning of Slender Man. Some say that he originated in dark woods in Germany, and some say he's even as old as ancient Egyptian culture, but really he just kind of was created in the 2000s from an online contest to do a photoshopped picture. Even though this all started with a picture, it's become the biggest creepypasta, at least in my opinion, that's out there online today. And not only is it a creepypasta, but people have kind of taken it one step further, and some people believe in it, some people see it. There are even people who kind of worship it. It's become its own thing, and it's super weird and creepy and really fascinating. For those of you who may not be familiar with Slender Man overall, it's basically a tall, slender man, normally wearing a suit, rather faceless, and he kind of stalks and follows people, usually younger children, sometimes just tormenting and terrorizing these individuals, and in other stories, abducting them even. And while that's all part of the creepypasta itself, the pictures I'm sure you've probably seen online, even if you didn't realize it was Slender Man, because while the original Photoshop contest was to take a normal picture and make it paranormal or horror themed, it ended up being something where everybody kind of took on this ability of like manipulating pictures to put this creepy slender figure in them, especially forests. You'll find a lot of pictures in forests. But it's gone even further than that. Like the Marble Hornets series on YouTube was based on Slender Man, which is so much fun and awesome, and I will put links below to that channel because it's just great. And then that story and the story of Slender Man in general kind of spun off into the video game, which if you haven't played before, you're lost in woods. So it all has a very much connected theme to it, but now it's even grown past like entertainment in different ways to being something that's so much more real to some people. And there are multiple instances of people doing things in the name of Slender Man. And when I say doing things, I mean harming people. And that itself is super scary. And I only had heard of one instance, but there are several that I'm gonna detail right now. In 2014, the most widely publicized instance of people doing something in the name of Slender Man came out, where two 12-year-old girls stabbed one of their classmates 19 times, saying that they were proxies of Slender Man and that they had to do this for him. The girls said if they didn't do this to their classmate, that Slender Man was going to come after them and their families. And they said they also wanted to prove to all of the non-believers out there that Slender Man was real. Both of the girls who performed the attack were diagnosed with a mental disorder. One of the girls had talked about being able to telepathically communicate with Slender Man, and she also talked about him having the ability to teleport. The other girl said that she communicated often with Slender Man, but that she also communicated with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Lord Voldemort. So there's probably a good reason she was diagnosed with something a little off. Now the same year in Ohio, also kind of the Midwest area, a mom was attacked by her 13-year-old daughter. She attacked her with a knife, and according to the article I found, she said that it was involving her belief in Slender Man. There weren't a whole lot of details outside of that, but that alone is a little much, a little freaky. A little bit after that, a 14-year-old girl in Florida set her house on fire, and the investigation went to show that she was reading a lot of Slender Man stories, and the investigators felt like the influence of those stories had an effect on her, and that is a probable cause for why she felt like she needed to do what she did. Then in 2015, there's an Indian reservation called Pine Ridge, and at that location, a large number, which it was quoted as anywhere between a dozen and 24 people, attempted suicide there. While that sounds like it may not be connected completely, there's a tribe near that area that has a belief in an energy that kind of wills people to do that, and its description is very close to the description of Slender Man. So then in their belief system, this spirit that is willing these people to end up having suicidal thoughts has a lot of similarities to what we are identifying as Slender Man now. So it's got a lot of people wondering if now that Slender Man is being sighted and having more of a involvement in our lives, like maybe what people are experiencing or thinking they're experiencing is actually contact with that spirit. There's also the possibility that it could be like a different kind of spirit energy that exists out there that maybe we aren't really familiar with, but happens to be a lot like the creation that is now Slender Man, and so they're becoming one. And I also discussed previously how some people think that Slender Man is kind of a tulpa, which if you're not familiar with tulpas, I'll link that video below. But basically it's like a thought form. So possibly putting that much energy into the thought of this creature, this being, is making it manifest into reality. So I'm really curious to get to know what you guys think. So please do leave comments below and let me know if you think that Slender Man is its own thing, if you think it's purely fictional online, does not exist out in the world, if you think maybe it does exist in the world. Is it something that we created on our own? Like, I'm really, really fascinated by this entire thing. And I know I just talked about Black Stickman phenomenon not that long ago as well, which also kind of resembles Slender Man. So there's a lot of different things that it could be, possibly, that could look like Slender Man to us at first, by first glance, because that's our first thought when we see it. But what if it's something else? I don't know. It's just a really interesting topic to me, and I would love to know your thoughts. So please do talk to me about it. Let me know. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you liked hearing about Slender Man, be sure to leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can always leave a thumbs down. That's cool. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Kat, and this is Paranormal Cativity. Have a strange day. Bye!